coach disappeared with the wisps of wind flowing by in the air. Duck gave off a wheeze which scared Percy. Not too much later, the sheds were filled with chatter. Everyone was talking. Everyone. But Percy, Duck and James spoke the whole night. "Well, I'll say, it's time for the annual Halloween story," said Edward quietly. "Everyone get ready." The engines hushed for their peer, Edward. "Ahem. A few Halloweens ago," he began, "an engine was to collect a new, shining coach from Wordsworth Station. It was red, but already filled with passengers. It was converted to narrow gauge, as the coach was so small there was no use for it on our soil. But soon after it caused an accident under a mine, it was rediscovered and repurposed for our gauge. But ever since it was rediscovered, it was never seen being pulled by a standard gauge or narrow gauge engine ever again." The engines were spooked. "May I ask the colour of this coach?" asked Doug kindly. "It's said to be red, as I said in the story, but depending on the time of day, it's able to change its shade to blend in," said Edward eerily. Doug felt worried. The next day, the engines for Halloween were going to dress up for the children. "I don't have to dress up. I'm so popular, I might as well just be myself," said Thomas. You haven't gone to London," boasted Gordon back. Thomas laughed cheekily. But as the engines continued to ramble on, Duck began to wonder. Was that the coach? He thought to himself. The yard was getting prepared for the Halloween party later that day. The Fat Controller sent Duck to take the trucks out of the yard. But without thinking about it, he had dropped off a small red coach. A few hours later, all the way from Crovansgate came Percy. He had a flatbed with Rheneas on it. Percy was tired. That's a long run. All right, well, I'll see you in a little, said Percy. Goodbye, said Duck. And he puffed away. A little later, Duck sat alone. But then Percy came with Duncan, also on a flatbed, of course. He had grumbled the whole time. Will you be quiet? Yelled Percy. Duncan was unloaded. Percy noticed the shape of a coach behind the pillars, and he began to feel worried. A little bit before the party, a few engines had arrived. Doug was to take the coach to pick up the children for the party, but something was off. There were already people in it. Doug was worried. When he was approaching the station, he began to slow down. But then the coach started to push. Gordon was coming the other way. The points were switched as soon as possible. Doug flew through a branch line. Oh my! Help! cried Doug. He tried to gain control of the coach. Soon came an old tunnel Doug didn't even know was there, and this all happened at once! Later that night, Duck was found, but the coach wasn't, and the Fat Controller was worried. Percy helped Duck get back on the rails. What in the world happened here? Asked the vat controller. I don't know, said Doug. The coach, it's gone, and it was full of people. You mean? Oh dear, said the vat controller devastatedly. I hope I don't get sued, said the vat controller. Doug felt horrible. In a few weeks, Doug was repaired. He arrived at Tidmouth Sheds that night. Oh my! Doug, are you alright? Asked Percy. Yes, I'm fine now. But I'm just wondering where that coach went. Maybe it will turn into some rolling stock nobody will ever notice again, like that brake van. I think it's still haunting the railway. Well, you two seem to have a friendship in motion. Would you like to come into my berth instead? Doug felt welcome. He puffed into the shed, remembering the Halloween night right next to Percy. Roll the credits!
A Thomas the Tank Engine fan production.